Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 11 of Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Draft Boosters. And we're just going to go ahead and cut right into pack number 11. There we go. We will pull our 2 from the back so as not to reveal our special card. And we've got a water mana. We've got ourselves a food. Another Gimli's Axe. As far as equipment goes, I mean, it's not bad. It's 3 mana to cast, 2 to equipped. You get a +3. There are better equipments out there, but, you know, it's Gimli. Ents Fury. Actually, I don't think we've seen this one before. 2 mana to cast. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If its power is 4 or greater, then that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn and fights the target creature you don't control. This is a pretty powerful card. You know, the +1/+1 counter is good for creatures under 4 power, just to, you know, strengthen up some cards out in the field. But the +1/+1 till end of turn, you know, doesn't seem like a lot until you realize you're fighting another creature. This is a quick way to take out somebody's defense and keep moving and run over them. I would definitely add this card to a force deck. Quarrel's End. 3 mana to cast. As an additional cost to this spell, discard a card. Don't like that. Draw 2 cards and create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. All right, you know, that's actually not bad. You got a card that you can't use, or maybe it's something that isn't the strongest. You get 2 more cards, plus you're creating a human creature token. That's not a bad card. I wish I had this card in Arena, because I would add this immediately to a couple of my fire decks. Little spendy at the 3 mana, but there are ways around it. Mordor Trebuchet. We've seen this one before. I definitely like this card if you're building an Orc Goblin deck. It just adds another attacker to the layer, plus you get a 4 defense with a 1 attack, so it can take out a couple of 1/1s. Definitely a good card to have. Glorious Gale. Instant. Counter target creature spell. If it was a legendary spell, the ring tempts you. Good counter for a water spell. Second Breakfast. Instant. Up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+1 until end of turn. Create a food token. Spendy with the 3 mana, but you're getting a +2/+1 to take out another creature. I mean, there are some other cards that do similar things for 2 mana, but then I guess you get the extra food token. Not one I'd add to a deck, but look at this artwork. This is like the 3rd or 4th Oliphant we've found, but look at the artwork on this one. The other ones are nice, but these full artwork displays, they're another level. Very cool. Enraged Horn? However you say that. 5 mana to cast. It's a 4/5. Creature Tree Folk. Trample. When Enraged Horn enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. You know, for a forest card, this is a pretty good one. Plus, it's a ring tempting, so it'd be interesting. If you got enough Tree Folk ones, you could build an Ent army. Easternling Farmer. We might have seen this one before. I can't remember. 3 mana to cast. It's a 2/3 power. Halfling Peasant. When Easternling Farmer enters the battlefield, create a food token. When you do, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each food you control. If you're building a food token spawning deck, this is a card you're going to want to have. You play this guy, you know, you got 6 foods out there. Suddenly, you play this card, that creature you tap has a +6/+6 until end of turn. Very powerful addition to a food spawning deck. Yep, we've seen this one before. Go ahead and pause if you haven't seen it. Feel free to read. I'm just going to keep moving because we've seen these before. Yep, seen this one before as well. Nice, powerful bird. Where did I have that? That's a Plains Water, which that pile is over here. No, that's Swamp. I got these mixed up. Where'd my Plains? Well, we'll start over here. Figure that one out. Here we go. Here's a good one. Borrow Blade. I actually think this is kind of a powerful equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, that creature loses all abilities until end of turn. So you're fighting somebody with Death Touch. Death Touch doesn't exist. You're fighting a creature that, deals an extra damage before it even attacks. That extra damage never comes. You're fighting a... trying to think. Basically, any abilities just stop. And so you can take someone who thinks they have a strong ability and has no chance of getting defeated, and suddenly you've canceled their ability and their character goes down. 1 mana to cast, 1 mana to equip. You get a +1/+1. I have this in a few decks I utilize on Arena. I think it's a pretty powerful card. All right, that's going to go over here with these. Gimli, Mournful Avenger. Okay. Fire Force. That's interesting because the other Gimli we had was just a fire, and Gimli's Axe is a fire, but this one's Fire Forced. Legendary creature dwarf, 3/2, 3 mana to cast. Gimli, Mournful Avenger, has indestructible as long as 2 or more creatures died under your control this turn. So you got a time when you play this, but you got 2 creatures taken out. You throw this one down, before you end your turn. Suddenly, you have an indestructible character. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gimli. When this ability resolves for the 3rd time this turn, Gimli fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Let's read that again. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gimli when this ability resolves for the 3rd time this turn. Okay, so you do a mass attack. You got an army of 7 creatures, Gimli being a part of it. And, let's say you played it and it has this indestructible. Gimli's in the fight. You have 3 creatures die. Well, then Gimli's going to go from a 3/2 to a 6/5. And because on the 3rd creature dying, it activates this other part. Now, on top of that, if there are any creatures left on your opponent's side, you get to fight one of them. And since he has indestructible, he's not going to die. So you can do some, quote-unquote sacrificial attacks, but keep going because he's indestructible. This is an extremely powerful card. This is an amazing draw. Definitely better than the Fire Gimli. I would definitely add this to a Fire Forest deck I was building. This is, for a 3 mana cast, this card is pretty overpowered. You got to time it a little bit to get the indestructible, but yeah, an amazing addition to any deck. Well, not any deck, but a Fire Forest deck. I think we need to start a new pile with this one. Fire Forest, here we go. And finally, we have Theoden, King of Rohan. Another 3 mana, 2/3, so the reverse of Mournful Gimli. Legendary creature, human noble. Whenever Theoden, King of Rohan, or another human enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Double strike's pretty powerful. In fact, I think double strike is overpowered in Magic Arena. So there's first strike, which you're always going to hit first. But with double strike, you almost get a first strike and double strike. It's like a combo thing. And so if, for example, this is a 2/3. If I was fighting a 3/2, let's bring back up Gimli. If I was fighting Gimli and this card had double strike, you would think on my first strike, I would also get hit for 3 by Gimli, and both cards would die. But unfortunately, the way Magic Arena does it is this guy has first strike, he gets to hit first with, or excuse me, double strike. If this guy has double strike, he gets to hit like he has first strike and would kill Gimli and then hit again, which doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you have first strike and double strike do the exact same thing? They should be, in my opinion, should be different. Hitting twice doesn't mean you don't get to not get hit by this card, in my opinion, but Arena differs. So double strike, definitely very powerful. Look at that artwork, the holographic, absolutely beautiful. Another amazing, we got 2 amazing pulls on this one. I mean, Gimli, talk about overpowered, and Theoden, King of Rohan, also a very powerful card. I think Gimli's the more powerful. If I were pulling these in a deck, I think I would have pulled them like this, even though this one's the holo. But yeah, at least for play-wise, this is the much more powerful card. Yeah, really awesome pull on that pack. I hope you tune back in next time. And as always, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.